in this year of 2018, it's December 7th or 8th now, and I've hired, I think, 48 people so far this year, and it's interesting because I think we got 48 or 49 full-time employees, and that's after people that have been terminated or didn't pass a background check. I bet you, I haven't looked at the final numbers. I kind of wanted to by the end of the year, just to see how many people we hired in total. It's probably 60 or 70, but and it's been interesting because right now we have this high 40s number of people, and I never know the exact number because there's so many people where, okay, we've given somebody an offer and okay, they haven't accepted yet, or we've given somebody an offer and they haven't started yet, or so I never know the exact number anymore, but it's somewhere in that range. And in the year of 2017, I believe we only had one full-time employee. So we went from hiring one full-time employee to hiring 45, and they're having 45 people now, 48, whatever it is. And it's been interesting because I think when I remember back to working in jobs, I kind of didn't really realize that most of the time I was walking around, I didn't even know what I was doing or what I should be doing. And it's been a really interesting challenge to get every single person that works with us to even know what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, especially as you add in layers of management. And me as one person, I can't possibly manage, 48 people at one time. And when you see all these people and you see how they're in their job, somebody could be totally excited, totally on board, ready to do anything. But if you haven't clearly communicated to them what the metric is or what the outcome is, whether it's a customer satisfaction number, a sales number, or a marketing number, like how many leads you're getting, or an accounts receivable collection number, just all these different numbers across the business. And when you have that many humans, it's almost hard to communicate those numbers. So it's like they first have to all know what they're doing and what their main goal should be. Like, what is the number one metric? Like, if I just did this one metric, what would that be? And then do I have a report that actually accurately reflects that number? So if it's customer success, like, customer happiness, do I have a number that actually reflects customer happiness? Or if it's accounts receivable and collectability, do I have a report that actually indicates that? And then do I actually know what activities I might need to do to influence that report and meet the eventual goal? And this is not something that I've perfected by any means, but it's been a really interesting experiment. And when you get so many people and you have so many departments, there's just so many damn stats that you're just like, okay, there's so many damn stats. How do we get these stats to first off, calculate them, then communicate the goals, then get the person to think about it daily? I mean, that's another big problem too, is I find that if you can get someone to think about their numbers, whatever their particular department is, every single day, if like they're woken up and they remember it, then they're going to optimize their day and their energy and their actions to, focus on that goal. But if they're not reminded of that goal, if it's not visually apparent to them, and this, by the way, it has nothing to do with the person being a good or a bad person. It has to, or a good or a bad team member. It just has to do with their environment. Like, are they constantly, like when they come in, like seeing the number, seeing the goal, seeing the thing that they're supposed to be doing? And if they're not, it only takes a couple of days for all of their actions and activities to be completely detached from the actual objectives of their position. And it's really quite funny. And I mean, I put all this, sort of coming back to me, but it's interesting to see that if you don't have like a clear communication of the objective and then clear tracking and make sure that it's there every single day, then it's easy for that person to stray. Now, and I know some people say, oh, well, you need self-motivated people and you need people that know, and it's true, but, you do need that, and we have that. But the problem is sometimes that self-motivated person will achieve the goal. They'll achieve the metric, and then once they achieve the metric, then at that point, okay, what do I do? Because that metric is good. So then the behavior sort of changes into maybe working on projects or something, and then the focus goes into that. And then because the focus goes into that and it doesn't focus on maintaining the good number, and they're such a self-starter that they've gone off and done these other projects, that then the number comes back and is down again. And if it's not continually reinforced because I've been focusing on this other thing, it slips again. And so I'm sure this problem has been solved by many people throughout the history of time, but it's been an interesting challenge to constantly do it. We've hung numbers and metrics in the middle of the room where people work. We send them out in reports. We email them out. We make people confirm that they've read them and that they've seen them. We make people confirm and submit reports. But, it's so interesting because, last year and pretty much every previous year that I've been in business, it's pretty much been me and maybe my wife and, like I said, one employee in 2017. And the rest of everything we were dealing with was pretty much just automation and tools and software that we were using to run the business. But this year, we still have all the automation and software and tools, plus massive human components, that are running in a part of our, at every single level of our business. And it's been interesting to just watch how much humans can mess things up. I mean, don't get me wrong, all of our team members provide tremendous value. But when a machine is almost infallible. I mean, sometimes the Amazon servers go down and then your whole website goes down and everything goes to crap. But if you set up an automated process with a machine, it's going to work 99 out of 100 times. Still, it's not going to work sometimes. But getting humans to really operate in an efficient and a productive manner is, an incredible challenge and not something that I find to have completely solved. But I find myself pondering, this next year and thinking, what can I do to make sure that every single day, someone knows the main thing that they should be doing, they know the number they should be hitting, and just keep putting that. Because, with 45 people, let's assume they only work 40-hour weeks, which most people work, even more than that. I mean, that is a tremendous number of hours. My work week might be 60, 70, 80, 100, 120 hours, depending on the week. And what I'm doing, and I really never stop thinking about it, so it's almost every waking hour. But even with every waking hour, and even as good as I am at many different tasks, I can't replace 48 human beings. And so, and then if you get those 48 human beings, focused on the actual thing that they're supposed to be focused on and putting their actual time, their actual energy, their actual ingenuity into those things, when it works, it's unbelievable what happens. But I find it to be an interesting challenge, and I'm curious to see if anybody else has dealt with this issue. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon.